Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, November 30th, 2020. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Welcome to the week. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you ate an awful lot of food. I know that I did. I ate too damn much, so now I've got to double up on my walking when I go out a little bit later on today. Well, it is Monday, so let's get right into it. We do have a little bit of catching up because we did not produce a daily news brief on Thursday or Friday. But on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, at about 1:40 p.m., the Anne Arundel County Police responded to the 1700 block of Mead Village Circle in Svern for reports of shootings. When police officers arrived, they found two people had been shot by an unknown assailant. Lewis Newman, a 20-year-old male from the 200 block of New Jersey Avenue in Glen Burnie, was transported to a local hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The second male was identified as a 30-year-old male, was taken to a local trauma center with life-threatening injuries. A third adult male showed up at a local hospital in Baltimore. He's been identified as a 29-year-old male, and he does have non-life-threatening injuries. When police officers did arrive on the scene, they did see somebody fleeing the scene. They did initiate a foot pursuit, and ultimately they were able to catch up and detain an adult male who's been identified as a 19-year-old male from the 1000 block of Fitzallen Road in Glen Burnie. As far as officers can tell, they're trying to piece this all together, but a football game took place in an open field behind the 1700 block of Mead Village Circle Road. It was a game between two local neighborhoods, and something happened at the conclusion of the game where gunfire erupted and the three victims were shot, with the one being killed. They are asking anybody that has any information to contact the homicide unit at 410-222-4731 or report it to the anonymous tip line at 410-222-4700. Maryland's Comptroller Peter Franchot is sending out a warning to Maryland taxpayers who may be collecting unemployment insurance. Because unemployment insurance is taxable, but it is not included in the calculation for earned income tax credits, those that use that tax credit may indeed not be able to earn it when they file their taxes. What this means is it means that you could either get a much smaller refund or perhaps even owe money when it comes time to pay your taxes, and this does apply to both federal and state taxes. In Maryland, 15% of all tax filers benefited from that earned income tax credit, and the average value was about $2,300 on the federal side and about $792 on the state side. More likely than not, it is a single parent with one child. With a month left to go in the year, you may want to take a look and see what your situation is and make any adjustments if needed. Over the weekend, Southwest Airlines announced that it is adding service from BWI to Sarasota, Florida, and Savannah, Georgia. 3 daily round-trip flights to Sarasota are going to begin on Valentine's Day, and 2 daily round-trip flights to Savannah will launch on March 11th. Southwest does also have new service from BWI to Miami. That started on November 15th, and they're also going to be launching BWI to Chicago on Valentine's Day as well. The Bay is hurting and it needs some oysters, and the Oyster Recovery Partnership is offering free public drop sites for oyster shell recycling in Maryland and Virginia. With restaurants closed and operating at limited capacity, non-existent events, this year is way different, and the Bay is feeling the price. Many oysters are bypassing the shell recycling businesses and going directly into the hands of at-home shuckers. So the Oyster Recovery Partnership reminds you that if you do have oyster shells, to please recycle them. You can go to oysterrecovery.org. You can find a complete list. There are over 70 of them, so there is one nearby. And oysters do so much for the Bay. Please, if you are eating oysters at home, remember to recycle them. If you were downtown in Annapolis at all this weekend, you noticed there is a new tree at Market Space on City Dock, and it is adorned with ornaments custom made from Shipmate, which is the Naval Academy's alumni magazine, midshipman covers, as well as 1,500 lights. This is a nod to the 175th birthday of the Naval Academy. The tree is more than 20 feet tall. And Vice Admiral Sean Buck, who is the superintendent of the Naval Academy, was there on the weekend to check out the history that is reflected in the tree. I do suggest you go down and check it out, too. They did an outstanding job on it this year. Just want to point out, for the holiday season, this is the 10th anniversary for Sheehy Lexus as the title sponsor for Midnight Madness. Midnight Madness, as you know, is on Thursday. And during any of the Midnight Madnesses, you can find Santa Claus and Elfie, who will be strolling in the downtown area, probably around Snowflake Alley, for socially distant selfies. In addition to Sheehy, this year's major sponsors of the holiday season include the City of Annapolis, BG&E, Deal's Produce Market, Sean O'Neill, and RBC Wealth Management. They were the sponsors of Snowflake Alley, which is really kind of a cool little alley to do a selfie in. Annapolis is looking very snazzy for the holidays. Go down and check it out. Finally, something else that you want to check out this Tuesday, the Annapolis Film Society, yes, we do have one of those, is inviting film lovers to check out a screening of One Night in Miami on their new virtual platform. It happens this Tuesday at 7 p.m., and all you need to do is log in and unlock the film between 7 and 9. There will be a panel discussion following it hosted by Chris Haley, and tickets are only $10 apiece. The movie's about the incredible night in 1964 when Cassius Clay, soon to become Muhammad Ali, defeated heavyweight championship Sonny Liston at the Miami Convention Hall. And Cassius Clay memorialized the event with three of his friends there, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown. The Annapolis Film Society and the Annapolis Film Festival have been doing some great things lately. You want to check it out. If you want to get tickets, AnnapolisFilmFestival.org is the website. And speaking of doing great things, I had a chance last week to jump on the phone with Chris Phipps, who is the Director of Public Works for Anne Arundel County. Well, on the surface, this may sound like a very boring podcast. This is really absolutely very fascinating to find out all of the ways that Public Works really interacts with pretty much everything we do. That's going to drop a little bit later on this week, so you want to make sure that you check that out. All right, and that does wrap it up for us on the news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we're going to be updating these stories and more. If you are someplace you can leave us a rating or a review, please do that. And make sure your friends, family, and colleagues all know how to get a hold of us. It is Monday, so we do have Ann Alsina standing by with your Money Monday report. And we also have George Young with your local DC Mdva weather forecast. All that's coming up, but first a real quick message from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services, with your Clean Energy Minute. Does your home experience power outages? Or maybe you're concerned about energy resilience in general? If so, that's another great reason to consider clean, quiet solar-powered energy with battery backup. You may have heard residential solar adoption has rapidly increased during the pandemic for multiple reasons, and many homeowners like yourself are adding battery backup and electric vehicle charging to their solar projects. And with Maryland's residential energy storage income tax credit, along with the federal tax credit for batteries when paired with solar, the economics are quite compelling, and that secure feeling is even better. So whether you're looking for clean energy, energy resilience, or overall peace of mind with solar energy, we can help. To schedule a free solar design, call us today at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net. But hurry, sunshine's a-wasting.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DC Mdva weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DC Mdva weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DC Mdva Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, November 30th, last day of November 2020, and it will be a wet one with off and on rain throughout the day with a chance of some thunderstorms being in the mix as well, some of which could turn severe as a strong low-pressure center moves by just to the west of the Mid-Atlantic region, creating the right conditions here for potentially heavy rain, breezy winds gusting to 30-plus miles per hour at times, and possibly even some damaging thunderstorm winds with a very small but valid chance of a weak tornado. Highs today in the 65 to 70-degree range as warm air gets pulled up from the south, but then it's much colder tomorrow and Wednesday behind the storm as winds will shift to the northwest for a time, with Tuesday's highs in the 46 to 53-degree range as winds remain breezy, followed by sunny and calmer skies Wednesday, but staying chilly with highs once again near 50 degrees before slightly warming Thursday and Friday into the mid-50s or so before another chance of rain returns in the PM hours Friday into Saturday. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DC Mdva Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DC Mdva Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And use our website each day at dcmdvaweather.com. so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company.
I've always loved being a realtor because to me, it's more than a job. It's something that gives me an incredible sense of helping others. And this year in particular, when so many people we've helped had to move rather than wanted to move, it gave me an even greater sense of purpose. Whatever the reason for someone's move, from a career relocation to simply needing to downsize, it has truly been super rewarding and a privilege to be able to assist our clients through all the steps of their journeys. Though it hasn't always been easy, we've learned new ways of navigating the home buying and selling process. So whether you need to say goodbye to your current home or are looking for a new house to start the next chapter of your life in, the Kristi Neidhardt Team is here to work with you and for you, because truly we are all in this together.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing, it can be confusing. Ann Alsina, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it all for over 17 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Ann Alsina of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. Last week, the market hit all-time highs, largely on news about 3 different vaccines. Earnings for publicly traded companies was also mostly good news. Unemployment is starting to rise again with the restrictions due to COVID. Even given the market highs, people keep asking me about the swings in the market. Given all the uncertainty around the virus, shutdowns, stimulus, and the political transition, we can expect continued volatility. Here's 3 things to keep in mind. First, keep your timeline in perspective. By definition, investing is a long-term proposition. Anything short-term is really just gambling. On average, 1 of every 3 years in the market is negative. We've never had a negative 15-year period in the market, and only a handful of negative 10-year periods. If this is money you won't need for 5, 10 years or longer, the best thing you can do is ignore the noise. Second, remember that a market drop only means that the value of the investments you hold has declined, not that you have lost the investments themselves. For example, if you bought 100 shares of Spacely Sprockets at $25 a share, you have $2,500 invested in Spacely Sprockets. If they release a great new sprocket and the stock increases to $30 a share, you now have $3,000 in Spacely Sprockets. You still have 100 shares. If the new sprocket catches fire and the stock drops to $20 a share, you may think you've lost $1,000, but you still own 100 shares of Spacely Sprockets. You haven't lost any of your investment. It's just that right now, what someone is willing to pay you for that asset is lower. You still own the asset. Third, if you are still working, volatility can be your friend. Market drops are opportunities. If you are investing with each paycheck or contributing monthly to an IRA, you are dollar cost averaging. This is a great technique that allows you to buy more when things are on sale, because that's what market drops are, an opportunity to buy assets at a reduced price. I always say that buying low is like eating cold, mushy peas. It's not exciting and it doesn't taste very good, but it is good for you. If you're wondering where to get started with all of this, you can find more resources on our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or visit our Facebook page. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Great Valley Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. CovingtonAlsina and Great Valley Advisor Group are separate entities from LPL Financial. All performance references historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions voiced in this show are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial advisor, or tax advisor prior to investing. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Ann Alsina with CovingtonAlsina.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.